done. And that's the next chapter of my life. I'm going to live my motherfucking life to the fullest. And I'm trying to get not to get emotional right now because, I'm gonna live my motherfucking life to the fullest. Because I'm not just about to let no stuff like that bring me down. I'm not blaming everything on you, but what made you go to Seymour Productions? You knew better.
On Twitter, it all was public last year. So if you want to work with a company, secret.
The next chapter documentary, something I didn't want to do, but we doing it. I would have never thought I would have did this documentary, but this documentary is called The Next Chapter. Being in this filming and directing and content creator and actor economy, it's hard, you know. I'm gonna start y'all off with this. Before all this, I was just a child that loved Tyler Perry and all his shows, all his movies. I loved him until so much. And I was like, he inspired me to, I was like, I'm gonna do this one day. I'm gonna be this, And I held on and I held on to that until this day. And I am still holding on to it now. And that's really common for some kid, for a child, for some kids, for some kids. Because I say this because kids, they change. They be like, oh, I want to be this. Oh, then I want to be this. I don't want to be this. It changes throughout their life on what they want to be. But for me, it happened to me. First, I wanted to be a teacher. Then I said I wanted to be a doctor. Then I said I wanted to be a CNA nurse. Then I said I wanted to be I said first of all, then I said I wanted to work at Walmart. Then I said and then until that very moment, I said I wanted to be an influencer, content creator, and everything. And then until that very moment, I was just hooked on to Tyler Perry shows, Tyler Perry movies. And I would just watch them act and on TV, I would just watch everything on TV and I would just sit there and watch. And it's like, but here's a video right here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying now. I would just watch and watch and watch and watch and watch. And so it was to that point I was like, I want to be like Tyler Perry. And since we on this topic, and since we on this topic, but everybody can't be Tyler Perry. We can't be the same person that he is. We can't do that. But it could be people like him, but they not the original. Okay, but that's what I said when I was, I was young. I didn't know what I was talking about. But to this day now, I was like, I said I could be the next Tyler Perry. But since we're on this topic, even teachers and kids at my school call me Tyler Perry. And I say this because when I was young, I used to use the Madea voice so much that everybody would say I sounded like Madea, but probably now you probably won't feel it or get the feeling or get it for real because I done got older and my voice got, So, I probably won't. Okay. probably won't get it for real because I got older now. I'm like young because I used to eat this shit up when I was young. I used to get that from everybody. Oh, you sound like Medea. Oh, that's Medea. People would call me Medea. People would call me Mr. Brown. People would call me Tyler Perry. And now they used to call me Medea first, then they would call me Mr. Brown. And now everybody calls me Tyler Perry. And I say this because I guess what they see in me, it's like I don't know what they see in me for them to call me that, but it's like they can see my future. Whatever they can see, I must not be seeing it. And these are adults. I'm not talking about the kids, I'm talking about grown adults. Like my English teacher, she's 45 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And for her to say that, then my math teacher, I don't know how old she is, but she's kind of close to 30, but not. But for them to say that, it's like, wow. And then my science teacher, she's like 48, 48, yeah, 48. And she even said it. And I was like, these are some women, you know, that is grown and, they've been through it all. They've seen everything, and, you know, they know what life is. They know what, and some people can see their future by, I don't know how they do it, but to me, it's like they can see what I'm doing because that's what they call me at school. They call me Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry this. Tyler Perry that. Tyler Perry this. Tyler Perry. Oh, Tyler Perry, go do this for me. Tyler Perry, go do this for me. Tyler Perry, bro. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry. They even when we went on Beta Convention, they even called me Tyler Perry in a restaurant, and everybody started looking like they thought Tyler Perry was in the restaurant. But no, they was talking to me. She was talking to me. But hey, it is what it is. But next topic, but what I really started off from, I was doing the content, I was posting it. You know, one of my friends, Cortez Robinson, he says that I remind him of his old self. And as I look at his old videos, I say, yeah, yeah, that's the stuff I do, you know. But, as I'm getting older and older and older and older, I'm starting to, I guess, go down. Um, not everything is going to be perfect. Not everything is going to be the same. Not everything is going to be all right. Not everything's, not everything's perfect, basically. But when I did content, that's the compliments I would get. You remind me of my old self that I would give. People would laugh at it. It was all cool. But then I didn't have no production company yet. So when I brought my characters to Cousin Productions, that production company that I created, because it's supposed to be really not just me, it's supposed to be my other two cousins, but things always don't go left. You know, um, yes, it wasn't supposed to just be me. It was supposed to be me and my other two cousins. Yes, so you probably would have seen content from all three of us. You know what I'm saying? But things can go left. But they don't do content now. They used to, but not no more. But anyway, it's like I'm saying, I created this production company, Cousin Productions, and I had shows and movies on there. I had Cousin Production Brothers, a series with the two brothers. I had in Mama D's Halloween that did not get created because it was just too much going on. I just couldn't handle it. The cast, the members, I couldn't handle it. So I just pushed it back to this year, but I don't know if I'm gonna bring it back. It's just a ghetto cousin family reunion that came out. It was well successfully. A ghetto cousin getaway that was well and successfully. The clan connection that was well and successfully. And this other Halloween movie that I made that was well and successful. Everything was well and successful. Everything went good. Everything went well. Um, but then I decided, I said, I'm gonna stop. So I stopped. Cousin Productions came to an end. You know, it came to an end, and I say this because I was like, let me put a little spice into it. Let me do something else. So I said, let's do something else. I say, KNGG Studios, right here. Yes, KNGG Studios. Yes. I said, let me put my name into something. Let me be known. Let me be noticed. Let me be seen. You know what I'm saying? But uh-uh. Before I even created that, huh, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I created that. It wasn't just because of Cousin Productions. This is where the real tea starts. So my brothers, I call them my brothers, but I might be a friend to them, and one I might be a brother to. It don't matter. We friends, we cool. Cortez and Kiwan. They always supports me, Tavian and all the rest of them. We all support each other. You know, Jatavian and Jace and Caden Bush and Cameron O, and we all supported each other. Da 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 da. They all participated. They feels that it had nothing to do with me because I ain't know about it. They posted an announcement about it. No hard feelings. No da da da. But somebody wants to see more production. But we're just not gonna talk about that because that is for another documentary that you will see me in. It's called Gloves. If I'm not mistaken, Gloves. The picture's right here. Yes, by Kiwana Viva, because he gonna clock the tea, and I will be in that documentary saying some stuff that I have to say. But I'm going to say some person's name in this documentary, and then I'm gonna say the rest of the tea in that next documentary. That'll be out in jail. Thank you very much. Anyways, it was this production company called Robinson and Lavilla Entertainment. It was with me, Keywan, Cortez, Tavian, Jace, Cameron O. I really thought we was doing something like we was about to start something like, okay, I'm working with them. We about to start something. We about to do something. Da 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 da. Two things were left. you know, some stuff was said that I said, that Jay said, that Keywan said, that Cortez said, that everybody said, it wasn't, it just didn't go. But hey, look at us now. We cool now. We put all that to behind us. We put all that to the past. But the reason why I brought up this topic was because of Cameron O. I had this film coming out to Caitlin Gentry Studios, and it was called We Are One. The script was written. We did we, and I say it's kind of my fault, but I didn't know all this stuff happened because I was trying to be professional. I was trying to. Okay, yeah, it's my fault because how can I say this? I can say this because it's my fault because the tape read. I wanted to be professional. I wanted to do something big. This is my first move going into the production company. So I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna do right. We gonna do some stuff. I even had the movie shown on IMBD or IMDb, however you want to say it. I even had it shown on there, bro, with all cast members, with the pictures, with everything. Script was written, two scripts, if a matter of fact. I worked hard. And I'm not just gonna say me. It was me and Tavian wrote them scripts. We wrote how many scripts we wrote? We how many scripts? Yeah, two. Two. two scripts. And then when I wrote the first one, then I wrote another one. Then he started up. Then that second one, I wrote half. He wrote half. Then I wrote the end. When I tell you, we worked hard to the point I did two scripts. It was unbelievable for this movie. And we was running with script two. Till that night, we did the table read, and everything went well. Cameron, this is for you. I'm not blaming everything on you, but what what made you go to Seymour Productions? You knew better. If you knew that you what made you go there? What made you even I'm sorry. I don't this shit pissed me off just about talking about it. Knowing well the people I had in my movie does not associate, does not like them at all. Then I put you in my film and you go up there and do some type of secret shit with Seymour Productions. Then the night of the table read, everybody flashed out. It was a whole bunch of commotion going the F on. So yes, after that, everybody dropped. Everybody dropped from the movie. Everybody just didn't want to be in the movie. They dropped. I had people dropping from left to right. Everyone dropped. They were not. They weren't. I even had a cast member that was trying to cooperate and communicate with everyone and tell them, y'all can't be doing this and this. We got to do stuff right. Blah, 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 blah. They did like and it looked like to me nobody gave a fuck. Everyone dropped. And yes, I'm gonna say this to this day. Yes, it was your fault that my movie did not come out. Who in the fucking mind gave you to go to see more production? But I'm gonna just leave that for this documentary. Thank you. Yes. But at the same time, I do blame myself. I blame myself for even trying to do a tape read and trying to be professional when I should have just wrote the motherfuckers. And sent it to them. I even did a contract with them. Half of them did. Some of them did. I'm not gonna say no name. This shit just pisses me off. Just think about it. I worked my ass off trying to get this movie done, and it's a fucking fail. No one wanted to fucking do it. Everyone dropped. It was just a fail. It was just no point. So I just went on by my motherfucking life. The script is still in my Google Docs till this day, but it's not coming. And this was based on a true story. And when all that happened, I was upset. I was angry. Kiwana Villa called me, apologized for all that stuff that had happened. It wasn't his fault. I mean, because he don't like Seymour Productions. Neither do I. Neither do everyone else in that fucking group chat. It's just the point fact. Wait. Anyway, I was highly upset that my movie did not come out, and I worked hard. You know, hey, I guess everything always doesn't go good. Next, next. After, then that's when I really opened my production company and went on about my life. I did Crackhead Problems, released the episode, and did another episode. And I'm gonna say this because sometimes you don't want people in your business. And on that second episode, I deleted it, and I deleted the first episode. I deleted the account. I changed the. I didn't delete the account. I changed the username to the account, blocked people, and everything. It was done. And I'd say this because when you don't want nobody in your business, you don't want nobody in your business. Point blank. Period. And when you want to block somebody, you got the right to block. What I'm saying is, I would get bullied because when I tell you, I started real old doing this content creator shit and all acting film stuff. I had this show called AJ and Kaden, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I did not have no script. I didn't do no table read. I didn't do nothing. I just filmed, and whatever came to my mind, and whatever line that I said that came to my mind, the next line would always match. You know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know what it was, but I'm just saying. But I was young. We were really, being for real, like that. But when 2024 came, cheering a whole bunch of children from my school saw it, and I'm not being done with them. That was over. That was like that was done. That was over. And when they saw it, I was mad and highly upset because they were bullying me, picking on me. And some people be like, "Don't care what they don't talk, don't worry about what they say," Da, da. But when they start saying that stuff, that real stuff that hurts, they get to you badly. Um, and when they see it, they screen record it, they show it to people, then they copy the lines and make fun of it. They look at you, da, 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 especially them girls. Ugh. Yeah, that's why I deleted Crackhead Problems, and then I brought it. It's back now, you know. But the true thing is, I might cancel Kaden Gentry Studios, and it's because, and I say this because I said I'm always be available. I would always, if somebody want me in their film, I'm available. I'll be in your film. Okay, good, cool. If y'all want me to be on y'all talk show, yes, okay, cool. But as of for me writing shows and I'll write a show for you. Do what I do. Or create me a little streaming server and just put it on my streaming server. It's cool. But as if for me write movies and trying to get cast and try to do stuff, I'm not doing that shit no more. Because the past experience that I had just killed my whole vibe. Then from that experience on, I tried to go up a little higher. So I went higher, then went higher. And on April, I don't remember the date. On April 17th. Yes. 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 On April, yes. On April 17th, I posted this short film that was written by somebody. It was by somebody that, associates and work at Tyler Perry Studios. So, he was on his live. And, he was on live like weeks before. And he was though. I did mention that I was a teen. That I was I was an upcoming teen. I don't got that many years left of school. I really don't. Time is flying by fast. By the time you know it, I would have been to graduate, or I might end up graduating early. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's up to God. It's up to the man above. You don't know what's gonna happen. But mm-mm, never again. I he went live and he was like, I did mention I was a teen, da 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 da. He was like, okay, cool. He was like, I put out the monologue, da 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 da. He was uplifting everyone, because everyone was like, "Oh, I'm dead," I'd be scared, since I don't want to do it. It was just like a lot of subject that they were saying that they were scared of, and that they, sometimes they didn't want to do it, or they was, they were the fears, and I did put in the comments that, it was like when I was young, because he did mention something about young and, you know, whatever. When you was young, you would, probably write, create some. Because I'm pretty sure when y'all was young, y'all would be in a classroom, just using all your teacher, just a white piece of blank paper, like blank, not with the lines, not no writing paper, like a sheet of white paper, just blank, and you are fold it, you will take it like this and fold it. And then take multiple of them, do like that, and put it all together and clip it and clip it and clip it and make it like a book. And you just start writing, just writing nothing but the stuff. That's what I would do in school, and I did it. And that's crazy. I did that in sixth grade. Also, I did that in sixth grade. Also, did it in seventh grade. I didn't do it in eighth grade, but I also did. I might do it in eighth. I might do it in eighth grade because I'm in eighth grade right now. But I might do it because I remember I did do it in seventh grade because I did a lot of them. I did it like for my whole class, and I just wrote. I even did it when I was at home, but I was young. I did that, and I acted like I was writing the script. Wrote. And the thing is, I have scripts written on Google Docs that my people sing. You can send that to somebody. You can show that to somebody. Ain't nobody want to see that. Nobody want to see that. And I know this documentary is supposed to be called The Next Chapter, but you don't see why it's called The Next Chapter. Hmm. I gotta sit up for this one. Nobody want to see that shit. It's written. I know. Y'all think it's nice. Oh, you being professional. Oh, you put them on. Hell. Tuh, 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 the tuh. So it was like, y'all can do this, do it. Stop worrying about what other people say, all that other that stuff that uplift, that everybody says, that encourages somebody and encourage. And I was so encouraged to even do it. So what I did, I took a screenshot to the script. I even tried to get one of my people to print it out, but they printer wasn't acting right. So I didn't print it out. I just put it on I just sent it to my iPad. I just looked off the big screen on my iPad, and I studied it for like one day. I'm not gonna lie, I did studied it for like one day because it wasn't a long script. It wasn't no big long script, flapping pages. It wasn't none of that. But it was like if I could say it was like a front and a back of a page. Yeah, because it wasn't a long script. It was like because when I did it was like the film was like 3 minutes altogether. So when I did it, I have a green screen. I use my green screen. I have my ring light. I have my stand that I'm using now. I use this chair to make it seem like I was sitting in a car. This green screen was sitting on this wall right here. Phone right there. iPad on my other stand right there, making sure I didn't mess up no line. I was changing outfits. Outfits was laid out right there on the bed. in the room. Yeah, I had, well, not the bed. How can I call it? It wasn't a bed. It was like a little sofa because this is a whole different room. It's like a kind of sofa, whatever you can call it. It's like a little workspace room, whatever you call it, however people call it. But yeah, um, you know, and I got in here and I did it. I did it. And he was encouraging people. He was like, y'all do it. Y'all do it. Y'all do it. Do the monologue. I just didn't put him up there for nothing. And he right. He didn't put him up there for nothing. It was needed for somebody to do it. He just ain't put it up there for nothing. I mean, he's just not gonna put it up there for nothing and then nobody doing it. That's just a waste of his time. So, I took it upon myself, I did it. I was scared. I was embarrassed. I was nervous, because I'm doing that and somebody like big about to see that. Like, I did it. I I really did it, matter of fact. It took me a while to edit. It took me a good while. Even on my break at school, even at football practice, I edited during that time because we weren't doing that today. So I even edited there. Still didn't finish the edit. I finished it when I got home at 6 p.m. I mean, it took some days. I mean, I know it was short, but yeah, it took some days. It took a long time to edit. You know, it looked like it didn't, but it did. Because dealing with CapCut, it's a headache. Then I finally finished it. I rewatched it, make sure everything was good. Then I got the video, uploaded it. Then I uploaded it to TikTok. I mean, not TikTok, YouTube and Instagram. Posted it on Instagram. And on Instagram, it got like 13, 14 likes and some comments. About 5, 6 comments. People liked it. People put the fire signs. It was cool. I texted him that day. I said, I will be posting a video today. And before I even texted him, he was like, yeah, do the monologue, da da da. And once you finish, tag me and mention me. I was like, okay. So when I decided to do that, I did that. Then I deleted the motherfucking video. I was embarrassed. How the fuck you say humiliated? And just mad as fuck. And I'm still mad about it, about the situation. Because for a fact, you definitely saw the video. No comment, no like, no text back. Did I do good, or did I need to work on something? Okay, you need to do this. Next time when you're filming or something. Or da, da, da. Nope, none of that. I asked. I said, "Did you see that I posted a video? Seen it? Okay. Okay. Text again. Did you see the video? Did you see the video? Seen it? No reply. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, damn. I'm quiet for a moment because it's like, damn. And at that time, that whole day, a whole bunch of stuff was happening to me. My Tyler Perry fan page accounts was getting deactivated. We got it suspended. My main account got suspended. My other account got suspended. All things, the team account got suspended. The studio that I was talking about, the account got suspended. Oh my gosh. Instagram was aggravating me. The situation that was going on at the time was aggravating me. Whole bunch of stuff just made me. Then, it was no reply back. And for a fact, I know you saw the video because that same night. I posted the video. You weren't active, but like it was like 35 minutes later. I checked it. Or it was minutes later. Like let me say not. I'm gonna say like 30 or 20 to 30 minutes later. Check Instagram. It said active 35 minutes ago. I was like, oh, so you must have saw the video. So I went to my other account. I tried to see if if there was any comment, any like, or nothing. So that was that next day when I said I texted it. I texted no reply, just seen the message, and I was like, what? And that's when all my thoughts got suspended. And, I deleted the video. I felt embarrassed. I felt humiliated. I felt just bad. And I was like, wow. I said never again. Never again. I said sometimes you just gonna have to get on your own sometimes. You probably just gonna have to do things on your own and do things by yourself sometimes because everything might not go as well as you thought it would be. So that's what I'm doing. I feel bad. I feel embarrassed. To this day, I feel humiliated. I feel everything. And I sat there and I was like, maybe this is a sign from God to stop. To stop. To stop. Because ain't no way all this stuff just gonna happen to me. And then it was just like a whole bunch of stuff slapping me in my face. Just one big slap in my face. And then when I said that, I was like, oh, I don't know what could it be, or I don't know what it is, or what could it be. And to this point, I don't know what it is or what could it be. I mean, at this point, if you just should have just been real, or just say you didn't like, if you didn't like it, or something. But it is what it is. Then I just sat in that room and I just listened to my music and I cried a little bit. I just sat there at the ceiling and the wall and I just looked and I think and I think and I think and I think. I was like, I said, this is what I want to do, but I said, maybe I should just stop. So I say, I'm going to continue my show. And that's it. That's it for me. I'm going to stop. I say, if anybody want me to come on that show or be in any movies or do whatever, I'm available for that. But as it is for seeing content for me or being in a movie or me making a movie and being in it, I'll write a movie for somebody, but I'm not going to be in it. It's done, and that's the next chapter of my life. I'm going to live my motherfucking life to the fullest, and I'm trying to not to get emotional right now because I'm gonna live my motherfucking life to the fullest because I'm not just about to let no stuff like that bring me down, and because it always been some stuff with the social media, the content thing, all the stuff, and like I said, I'ma just live my motherfucking life. And just like school wise, the football coaches, they're white people, I don't have nothing against white people, but they deride a lot, because Oh, they know their parents. Oh, then they're better than everybody. They already get into JV. They already play varsity or already into JV. While they in junior high, while they in junior high school. So I was like, oh, dang. And they're really going to see if we quit, if we're going to quit, and on April 28th, because that's when we start practice. When we get into pads and stuff, and yeah. So if that don't work out for me, I don't know what else the motherfucker do for us. Because I tried this, I tried doing that, I tried. I even did a podcast before, that didn't get no fucking views. The fuck was- And I think people say they support me, but they don't. They don't. It's like I know damn well y'all don't fuck with me. Y'all don't like me. So why pretend? Speak the fucking truth. And this is why I say this is my next chapter, to live my fucking life to the fullest. I don't care what it is. I mean, and if they don't decide to put me on their team, don't know if they don't decide for me to play for them this year, it is the fuck it is. That was money out my parents' pocket. That was money out my pocket. That was a waste of time for me to do fundraisers. Uh, uh, hmm. It was that's a lot. A waste of time. A waste of time. And if everything just if everything go left, it is what it is. All I can say, and all I can do is just live my motherfucking life to the fullest. Finish school, go on vacation for the summer. Go visit people, go and just go to school, finish school, and go on about the rest of my life. I mean, at this point, I really don't give a fuck. I mean, people at that point, people could really bully me all they want. They could say all these type of things about me. They can call me fat. They can call me ugly. They can call me a punk, game faggot, and this and that, because that's all the fuck they want to do. That's all they do. They like to pick on people, kids, and then the kids that get picked on, all they want to do and all they think about is one day I'm gonna show them, you know, not fight or nothing, but one day I'm gonna show them, and then they're gonna be looking for me to help them. And all the stuff they said about me, I'm gonna remember that. And when they be looking for me to help them, don't ask me, because all the stuff you put me through when we was in school, dead. So yes, again, the next motherfucking chapter. And I then said that I was gonna leave. I wasn't gonna do content tomorrow. I mean, you never know. I might post a little video or two, or do a little video or a little skit and post it, but it won't be from what I was doing before. So you will be hearing more from me in this documentary right here. Kiwana Vila. Addressing more of Seymour Productions and Cameron O and a whole bunch of other stuff. But this documentary was morely and mainly about me, and just putting that all out on the table and explaining myself and releasing everything, you know. And it's just horrible to even, think and think about this, and do this because this is something you really want to do, but it's not going well, at all. It's really not. Then you got to go to school and act like everything's all right when everything is not all right. Like I don't want to be bothered. I don't. So like I said, I'm just live my life to the fullest. Go on my vacations. You know, I'm done. I'm fed up. It's no. It's it's no more. No more this and no more of that. I'm done. Dude, this was a long, long, long journey, but I am finally closing that chapter with the drama. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm closing this chapter from all the drama, from all the hell, from all the sadness, from all the emotional, from all the depression, from everything. I'm done, and I'm done. This has been a long ride, and I'm done. I'm done. And this is why this documentary is called The Next Chapter, because I'm opening the next chapter peacefully. Peacefully. Because the stuff I just said, the stuff I said recently in this documentary is heartbreaking and just ain't for me. It's not. It's really not. So this has been a long journey, and I'm done. And I repeat, I'm done.